I'm going to show you how you can get the best interest rate with this chart. So this chart shows you how lenders actually decide the interest rate that you're going to get. See, when you get a conventional loan, your interest rate is based on how risky your loan is. So the riskier your loan is, the higher your interest rate is going to be. And this chart determines the risk of your loan. So it's going to be dependent on your down payment and your credit score. So I'm going to show you how your credit score impacts your mortgage rate along with what your down payment is and how that impacts your mortgage rate. So I have a tutorial video here. If you want the link to this Google Sheet, you can go to winthehouseyoulove.com/rate hack. So what we first want to do is look up this LLPA matrix. So really quickly, this is the Fannie Mae loan level price adjustment matrix. So this is going to apply for all conventional loans. And so what ends up happening is there's these different adjustments put on mortgages depending on your down payment and your credit score. Now, this chart is really difficult to read if you're not a mortgage person. So don't worry, I'm going to make it really easy to understand. I just want to show you how it works behind the scenes. So these are the loan to value ratios, meaning, a 95% loan to value ratio is 5% down. You're getting a 95% loan, 5% down payment. These are the credit score brackets. So something interesting to see here is it actually tops out at 780. If you have higher than a 780 credit score, you don't get any benefit by going above 780. That's the top of the charts there. So what these mean here, these are called adjustments. These are not changes to the interest rate. So on average, what we would see is about 0.5% of an adjustment equals about 0.25% of an interest rate. And again, don't worry too much about this chart because I'm going to simplify it for you here in this Google Sheet. So this is how this works here. So what we do is we look at the down payment. I made it easy so you don't have to see the loan to value. We just have the down payment here. Is you can say, okay, I'm going to put 5% down. So you're looking at this section right here. Then on the left side, you're looking for your credit score. So let's say you had a 720 credit score. Okay, so we see 0.438. What we want to do then is we want to take a look at the numbers around and see, okay, how could we get a lighter shade of green, for instance? So if you're doing 5% down, you can see if you went from 720 to 740, you're going to get a lower interest rate. Now, what these numbers mean here is just for kind of an example, I want you to just put the number, imagine there's a number in front of it, 6 or 7. So let's say it was 7.438. Okay, if you got a 740 score, then your credit score should theoretically be 7.313. So you can see there's a difference between those two numbers. That's how much you're saving in interest. Versus if you went up to a 780 credit score, you're going to be saving a lot more, about 0.3% of a mortgage interest rate. Now, if we look at that as well, a lot of people are kind of considering, should I do a higher down payment? Okay, so if you went from 5% to 10% down at a 720 score, right? We were here, again, imagining that we had maybe a 7.438 as kind of our theoretical number. If you went to 10% down, you should see actually a slight increase in the mortgage rate that you get. And so it's kind of interesting to see how these rules are made up, is it doesn't always follow, logically. Like if you did a higher down payment, you might have a more interest savings. It doesn't always work that way. And so for some people, if you're putting a lot down, it might make sense to say like, okay, if you're doing 10% down at a 720 credit score, you might actually want to look at doing 3% down to save you on that interest rate because you're going to have a slightly lower interest rate, right? All we have to do is 0.5 minus 0.375. So you'd have a lower interest rate by 0.125%. So that's absolutely something you could do, and then put the other 7% on payment number 1. So there's tons of different strategy you can do with this chart to see, okay, what kind of down payments might save you on the interest rate. Sometimes doing that lower down payment will actually save you more money on your interest rate. Of course, getting a higher credit score is going to be better. But, everyone sees this section over here where it's, okay, there's no adjustment. There's no risk adjustment put on your interest rate, but you have to do 40% down. Or if you have to have a high credit score and do 25% down. But there's actually a little trick to avoid all of these adjustments on your interest rate, and that is through the waiver that's in the loan level price adjustment chart. So if I scroll down through here, you can see there's also other adjustments put on. If you're getting an adjustable rate mortgage, that also adds some risk to your loan. If you're getting a condo, you can see that can add more risk to your loan. It's going to give you a higher interest rate if you get a condo over a single family home. But there is this waiver that we want to pay attention to. And you can see loan level price adjustment waivers. So who does this apply to? So the main ones, most people are going to fall under one of these two categories: home ready, which I'll explain here in a second, and first-time home buyers with qualifying income less than or equal to 100% of the area median income, or 120% in high-cost areas. So this is what this means. If you're a first-time home buyer, all right, check one, you got that. Now you need qualifying income less than or equal to 100% of the area median income. So go back over here to the rate hacking tool, and then what you can do is go to the area median lookup. So we'll come over here. So let's say that you're buying in this region of Ohio. So the 100% AMI limit is $103,700. It might be a little bit hard to see on that screen, but what that means is, if we go back to our chart, is that if you're a first-time home buyer and you make less than that $103,000, then you have no LLPAs on your mortgage. And so you just want to double check that with your loan officer to see, hey, I just want to make sure that I'm able to get that discount here. And then home ready loans, what this means is if you're under 80% of the area median income, most of the time you can qualify for a home ready loan. So that means that if you're not a first-time home buyer, that's what you might be looking at, is the home ready loan. And that means you need to be under 80%, so 82,960 in this specific area. Of course, this is going to change a lot depending on, where you're looking in the US. These AMI limits change through all the different counties, so something you want to look at. But these are really great because they can save you so much on your interest by, again, being a first-time home buyer and under that 100% limit, or by having a home ready loan, meaning you're under the 80% limit and you don't have to be a first-time home buyer for that. So getting that waiver is awesome. Also looking at difference in down payments is awesome. But for a lot of people, going to a higher down payment doesn't always make sense, especially if you're looking in these higher brackets to lower your interest rate. But changing your credit score, even a small amount, can give you a nice little bit of savings on your interest rate with very little work. So the best way to determine how to get a better credit score is to use a credit simulator. So I use one called ScoreMaster, and you can get a 7-day $1 trial by going to scoremaster.com/Kyle. There will also be a link in the description if you want to try this out. And so I'm going to show you how this works. So when you log into your ScoreMaster account, you're going to see a dashboard, and it's going to show you a couple different things. One, it's going to be able to track your score with Score Tracker. That obviously is helpful to see the momentum, the actions that you're taking on your credit. Is it actually changing your score? So that's helpful. What we also have is Score Builder and Score Boost. I think these are the most valuable ones here. Because with Score Builder, what this is going to do is it's going to show us an action plan on how we can get to our goal score. So you'll be able to walk through the 120-day plan and be able to see what you can take action on with your credit score to be able to build that. So Score Builder shows us a couple things. It shows us what's helping your credit score so you can review those accounts. You can also see what's hurting your score and see why that's happening. See maybe there's late payments, things that need to be corrected on your credit report. And then you can take actions directly from ScoreMaster, whether it be fixing credit reporting errors, getting a goodwill correction, paying off or negotiating debts, or removing identity theft. And so you can go through here with all of those accounts that are negatively affecting your score and then take action right here. What I also really like is the Score Boost feature. And so what I can do is, this is that simulator that I was talking about. What you can do is see what your current score is, and then depending on how much money you have available to work on your credit, you can see what your simulated score could be if you pay down certain accounts. So for instance, let's say we're at 639. So let's jump over to our chart here. So 639 is going to be around the 640 range. Let's say I want to jump to maybe even 700 to see that interest rate savings on my mortgage. So what I would do is come over here and take a look. Okay, to get to 700 here, we can see we would need to pay $9,000. So you get to determine if that's doable for you. And of course, this is a test account. This is gonna depend on your personal situation, what these numbers look like. But what it does is it shows me, okay, through these 3 different credit card accounts, here's the amount that I need to pay. And then the change that I could see in my score with that. So I could see an additional 44 points in 4 days by paying this credit card down, and when I need to pay it by, and when my credit score is going to get updated. Okay, and so you can use this to then see, okay, well, maybe I only have $3,000 available to work on my credit. This is what my estimated future score would be. And this is the plan that I need to take. I need to make $2,195. I need to pay that on 3/11 to see my credit score change for that account on 3/15. And so this simulator can be really helpful because I think a lot of times when working on credit, we kind of look at, okay, I need to get to that next bracket, but I have no clue what to do. And that gives you a really clear plan. So again, if you're interested, it's scoremaster.com/Kyle for a 7-day $1 trial for that. So the loan level price adjustments, they can be really confusing, but if you're a first-time home buyer and below that 100% AMI limit, you can get a waiver for this. Just double check with your loan officer that that's applied. If you're not a first-time home buyer and you want that home ready loan, if you're below 80% AMI, usually you can qualify for home ready. And then if not, if you have to follow with these loan level price adjustments, you want to take advantage of a chart like this to see where are the best opportunities for you to either change your credit score or change your down payment to get the best interest rate possible. Now, if you're new here, my name is Kyle. I'm a loan officer, and our team at NFM Lending works in 49 states, so all states except for New York, and we check these waivers on all the loans that we do. And so if you're interested in getting pre-approved with us, you can go to winthehouseyoulove.com and click Get Pre-Qualified. If you like these videos, you're going to love working with our team. All of our loan officers have the heart of a teacher. They're here to help you understand the process, make sure that you're equipped and you're ready to make the best decisions, and we'd be happy to help you move forward with your home purchase.